Hello YouTube, this is Daz the cameraman. Today is the 3rd of June 2013 and this is a response video in response to this video by John Smith. Two suns fake, white disk blocking one of the suns. Now in this video in the comments John is referring to the suns plural. As he says here, had a major flooding storm this afternoon. They were tried to hide the suns, plural. Okay, now he's convinced that that the skies have been sprayed with chemtrails to hide the suns, so that we can't see that there is actually more than one sun. Now in this video, I'll just play a short bit of it. You'll see just to the right hand side here this the small white orb, which John is convinced is a sun. Let's have a quick look.
It's spraying like crazy. There's that other planet. There's that little son of a bitch right there.
Okay, so John is pointing to this little orb here on the right hand side. Now this is quite common of certain types of cameras, particularly iPhone cameras, which have a particular type of lens in them which causes not your typical lens flare, as with this orb here which moves all around. Typical lens flares will move all around as you move the camera, but an internal lens reflection will always seem to stay in the same place relative to the sun, even if you move the camera around. Now there's a very simple test to check to see if these so-called second suns are real or not, and let me see, this is it. Nibiru is lens flare and nothing more by Tatooinetrooper. This video was uploaded back in 2011. Now Tatooinetrooper had actually believed that he had also filmed a second sun, as many people have done on YouTube, and somebody pointed out to him that there's a simple test that you can do which will prove whether the second sun is real or not. He accepted the challenge, and I've been asking John Smith to do the same thing, and let's have a quick look at this video which explains the test.
He says basically block out the sun with your finger, and if it's lens flare, that dot there, which will always stay there, will disappear. You watch what happens when I do that. Here we come. Boom. The dot disappears. So yeah, you was right. And if I go to the other side where see the dot there, watch this. Fuck me, it appears.
Okay, so we can see that the orb, or the so-called second sun, is over this guy's finger. Yes, it is his finger. And the other way is that if he puts his finger over the sun, then the so-called second sun disappears. Now I've been asking John in the comments if he would kindly do this simple test, and I provided the link so that he could see the video that we've just checked, and you can read the comments for yourself. It's sort of gone backwards and forwards, and I've thanked him for responding, but I've asked him again and again and again if he will do the simple test so we can see whether the orb is real or not. So now he's told me that he's uploaded 2 new videos, which I've had a look at, and we're actually looking at something different in these two. What we're looking at in the 2 new videos that he's uploaded is this object on the left hand side of the sun. Here is the real sun over here, and here is the orb that I've been talking about on the right hand side, which is the one that he pointed out in his first video. But what are we seeing on the left hand side? Well, it's simple. Let's have a look at his other video as well. I'll just scroll down first though, so you can see that this is by John Smith. 2 suns in the sky, okay, and the other one that he uploaded was this one here. This was part 1, the other one was part 2, 2 suns in the sky by John Smith. And again we see this thing on the left hand side, a second sun, and we see the orb over here. Now I'll just play a bit of this video so we can see what John has to say.
Okay, Mr. Daz. There it is right there, dude. It's on the left. Look, it's spraying like crazy. Look, dude. Big old X's in the sky. That little thing's usually sitting over here, but look, they got something over there.
Okay, now what we're looking at here is very real. Unlike the orb on the right hand side, this is very real, or at least it's as real as a rainbow is. It's caused by refracted sunlight, and it's called a sundog. And these are fairly common in cold climates under the right conditions. And if you Google sundog, then you can read all about it. Here are lots of images of sundogs, and it's all about refracted sunlight. Now these occur when the upper atmosphere is very cold, cold enough for ice crystals to form, and the sunlight is refracted at an angle of 22 degrees. Now this is why we see, in this case, this is a really good one here. We've got 3 sundogs, we've got one on the right, one on the left, and one above, and it's all to do with the angles. There are many websites that you can read about sundogs and how they work. Okay, some people don't like Wikipedia. There's plenty of other websites that you can look this up on, and it explains how they work. Sundogs may appear as a coloured patch of light to the left or right of the sun, 22 degrees distant and at the same distance above the horizon as the sun, and in ice halos. They can be seen anywhere in the world during any season, but they're not always obvious or bright. Sundogs are best seen and are most conspicuous when the sun is low. And that is exactly what we're seeing in John's videos. But anyway, going back to the issue that we started with, I'm not concerned about the sundog on the left, I'm concerned about the so-called second sun on the right, and that's what I've been asking about all along. So John, I know you'll be watching this video. Please, I'll ask you again, would you repeat your test and just do the little test that we saw in the other video, where you put your finger between the camera and the orb and see if it appears between your finger and the camera, and then put your finger over the sun and see if the orb disappears. And then you'll be able to prove whether this so-called second sun, as you were pointing to in your first video, is real or not. It's a simple test, and it just means that we'll be able to know what the truth is. So if you could do that, that would be great, and we'll all be much wiser for it. So thanks for that, John, if you can do that for us, and for everyone else, thank you for watching. And as always, do check out my Facebook discussion page, Voices of Reason to Explain X, or VORTEX. I'll put a link for you in the description area. Thank you for watching.